We just received an absolutely massive update from Satoshi and the Shibarium team. Let's talk about this critical information that you need to know. And then I'm also going to talk about why this is so important because it might not be super obvious at the beginning. Okay, to start us off here, we actually had these tweets put out by Satoshi and actually the official Shib Twitter account, or now X account, as you guys can see right here. This links back to a blog post that we need to talk about because this is a massive update for Shibarium going forward here. This is basically the first update as they're dealing with their scaling issues. Shibarium scaling update number 1, as you guys can see right there. There's some really important information in here, so let's just get straight into it. But by the way, if you guys appreciate these important and so critical updates about Shibarium, make sure you guys subscribe down below and like this video if you appreciate this content. So let's talk about what they know so far, as they've been diving into what happened and trying to analyze why everything just kind of shut down. Now, interestingly enough, again, there's some really important features that we're going to talk about in a second. This is so packed full of information. I feel like so many people are overlooking this because maybe they just don't understand what this is saying. So let's start off at the top. So as we all know, Shibarium's had problems since this has officially started to go live. They've been having problems with scaling. There has been so many transactions put through, as they highlight here, and as we talked about the other day. If you guys have not seen that video, make sure you guys go ahead and check that one out as well. But they talk about how Shibarium received millions of compute units of traffic within moments, basically, as they posted yesterday. Again, as we broke down, I believe they said about 15 minutes, they had something like a few 100 million compute transactions going through, basically requests going through their servers, and they're allocated not that much. They're allocated a few 100 million. So basically, if they had kept this thing up for, I believe it was about 2 hours, they would have gone through their entire monthly allocation of requests through their service provider, which is absolutely insane. But the important thing to note is, well, why did that happen? That is extremely abnormal to get that kind of volume just right off the bat. And apparently they actually investigated where the problem exactly took place and found, and this is really critical, guys, and I'm going to explain why in just a second here, they found thousands upon thousands of contract creation, again, we're going to circle back to that, and normal transactions in one block. Now, maybe you could expect to see, okay, there's a lot of hype going on in the network, right? Shibarium just launches, a lot of excitement, a lot of people want to actively use this, test it out, all that. So maybe you could say, well, it might be normal to see these normal transactions in a block. This is basically just send and receive transactions, things like that. What is abnormal, though, is contract creations, having thousands of contract creations in one block. That is highly abnormal because generally contract creations, think smart contracts, that's used, for example, different dApps like exchanges, things like that, that use smart contracts. Different exchanges will use that also sometimes. There's a lot of different variety, but generally speaking, contract creation comes down to business functionality. There's some kind of business that's doing something, and to actually set that up, generally speaking, usually to have a sophisticated smart contract, you're going to spend a lot of time in development preparing that smart contract. So the fact that we're seeing thousands and thousands of these going live within one single block, again, a block, I believe, with the Shibarium network is roughly just a couple seconds. So if you're having thousands of these within a couple seconds, that is extremely abnormal. And maybe a competitor blockchain, this is just speculation here, but maybe a competitor blockchain is trying to sabotage them a little bit by spamming them with all these contract creation. Because again, you could maybe spam a really basic contract creation. It's not going to take a ton of development time. You could have maybe just a couple lines of code. It's not really going to do much, but you could get that out there and just spam creations of a similar contract. But if you want something that's actually going to be usable for a dApp, a decentralized exchange, whatever it's going to be, a game, whatever, those generally take significant amount of development time, and you don't spam out thousands of them. Maybe a complicated dApp or complicated utility for the Shibarium ecosystem, maybe they'll have a few dozen contracts total, not thousands and thousands. So hopefully you guys understand this. This is highly abnormal and something for us to be watching out for. Why did this happen? And most importantly, is this going to continue to happen? Now, another thing is that there's a ton of FUD going around, and this next sentence kind of dispels a lot of that. Now, at this point, when they get spammed with the thousands of transactions in one block, at this point, the system of Shibarium, which is a fork of Polygon, went into a fail-safe mode, which essentially stopped to ensure that all funds are safe. So basically what happened is that the system recognized that something was abnormal here. They recognized something was wrong here. So to protect funds, to protect users' funds, because there's a lot of FUD going around about millions of dollars of funds that in theory are just entirely gone, which is not true. And we talked about that again yesterday. So check out that video, guys, if you have not already. But basically they're highlighting here, the system intentionally went into a fail-safe mode to stop everything, just put it on pause to make sure that users' funds are protected. All right, so you might be wondering, how are they going to move forward? They highlight that in this next paragraph right here. Essentially what happened is they end up calling in the support of some powerful friends that they have, who they're going to name later on. I would expect us to see these names pop up maybe within the next week or two. We could expect to see who are these people that are actually helping with the Shibarium relaunch, or I guess Shibarium scaling issues is a better way to put it. Who are those people that are going to help? We should know that hopefully within the next week or two, but I'm not really doubting the fact that they have some really powerful and experienced friends who are going to help them with their scaling issues, which is really good. Because again, something I mentioned not too long ago is that we need to be seeing this thing scale up, hopefully within the next 3 weeks maximum. 1 to 3 weeks would be ideal for us to actually see these scaling issues be resolved, Shibarium network start working pretty much flawlessly. That way we don't lose the hype and excitement around the Shibarium network, because so many people want to use this. And then they start to address some of the FUD. Again, the fake screenshots that are being posted that are going around saying all the funds are gone, the millions of dollars of funds are gone that people deposited. Again, not true. They are frozen, but they are safe. And they are so confident in that what they actually said right here is, are you still not convinced? Obviously, they break down in this paragraph basically what I just talked about, what happened, all of that. But they said, we stand by the statement that the funds are paused in the bridge and are Seifu. And as a result, they've chosen to insure the entire amount of $2 million just in case there are any issues. So they're personally guaranteeing the millions of dollars worth of funds, saying we are so confident that these funds are safe that we are going to guarantee the value. Just in case something crazy happens, they're guaranteeing the value of these funds. That's how confident they are. And then finally, another great piece of information, we are going to get another update tomorrow. So tomorrow we can expect to see another update to further inform us about the scaling of the Shibarium network, which is really good. They're keeping us up to date. The worst thing that they could do, and we've seen this happen before with other blockchains or other different utilities, where they go ahead, they have some kind of problem. Then you don't have communication for a week or two. You get one update. Then they go another week or two. You get another one update. But in the meantime, everybody's just, there's so much chaos. There's so much panic because you're at such a critical moment. Obviously, the launch here has been highly anticipated. So many people have been waiting months and months for this. So to give us daily updates essentially is really important. And I think they're doing a great job with this. Obviously, they can't get into every single little detail here, but they're giving us a great high-level overview. And it's really important for us to remember as we go forward here, be careful with the content you consume. There's a lot of media sites, and it's something else that they highlight in this paragraph here, but there's a lot of media sites. There's a lot of different people that are just saying things without any evidence. I am here showing you guys the source material. I'm showing you where is this coming from. You don't have to trust me, bro, on some screenshot, anything like that. You guys can go over to these different Twitter pages, to Satoshi, to the official Shib Twitter account. You guys could actually see all of these different posts linking back to this blog post article. That way you guys know that this is authentic, this is real, this is the actual thing. So only trust from the actual official sources, and make sure that anybody that listens to is actually showing you these real sources. If you guys appreciate that honest transparency, make sure you guys subscribe down below. And again, if you have not already seen the video yesterday, there's some really important information that you need to know about the Shibarium update as we go forward. So make sure you guys go ahead, check out that video up here, and I'll catch you on the next one.